super friends, Jake here with the Brave and the Boys, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite comic book series of all time, Invincible. Invincible released in 2003, and it was done by Robert Kirkman. You might know him from The Walking Dead and countless other things, as well as Corey Walker and Ryan Otley. And it was a grounded superhero story that started out small and then went intergalactic. It'll always be near and dear to my heart because it kind of saved me after a breakup. I binged all of Invincible, and as you can see here, Skybound has worked hard to come out with a lot of formats for Invincible. So today we're going to talk about all the different formats that are sold at our partners, Organic Price Books. So sorry, there is a trade paperback and you can read it digitally, but we're going to do the ones that are for sale at Organic Price Books. We're going to talk about the deluxe edition. We're going to talk about the compendiums, both soft and hard, and we're going to talk about the library editions. So we're going to dive in, talking about what makes each one special, and show you some of that awesome art. Before we get started though, all I ask is that you watch this video all the way through. That's the best way to support Jordan and I and our channel and let YouTube know you love our content. And if you do want to go one step further, go ahead and smash that like button, comment down below which way you own Invincible in. And I do want to say thank you to JP and Organic Price Books for clearly taking care of me for this video. If you want to pick up any of these books, you can use our discount code Braveboys to save $2, or if you want to buy the whole set, you can save 5% with Braveboyssit. I've officially taken a official role at Organic Price Books, so they are bigger and better partners than ever. Let's dive in. Okay, so let's look at the most cost-effective and bang for your buck format of Invincible first, and that is actually going to be two formats. The first was the original way I collected it, which were these trade paperback compendiums. These are going to be standard size, in each one collecting roughly 48 issues of Invincible. So there'll be 3 of these in the paperback, and this was, like I said, the original way I collected Invincible in. So Invincible tells the story of Mark Grayson, the son of a Viltrumite who develops powers and becomes the greatest hero the world will ever know, Invincible. And there's also a TV show. So what I loved is that Skybound gave us such a cost-effective way to collect Invincible. 3 volumes of this at Organic Price Books sells them for about $40, $42 a pop. This is a no-brainer if you want to dip your toe from the Invincible TV show into the comics. And trust me, if you love the show, the comics are even better. And I always wish they had done an omnibus, but Skybound doesn't really tend to do omnibus in the way that Marvel or DC or other Image properties do. We got these compendiums. Then about a year or 2 ago, they came out with hardcover compendiums. Now these you're not going to find on Amazon. You're not going to find them anywhere other than like a local comic book store or a place like In Stock Trade, Cheap Record Novels, or our partner Organic Price Books, which best place to buy them. Now, they released these slowly one at a time, and it was just agony as I would buy one and then sell off my paperback compendium and then buy the next one. But these are going to be exactly the same. It is still standard size, but it is hardcover. I loved the spines on these. I love the covers that they chose. And again, you're getting 48 issues across the pop. There's 144 issues of Invincible altogether. And yes, it was still standard size, but it was so cool to finally have a hardcover version of them. And I said, you know what? This is going to be where I stop. But you guys know me, that's not where I stopped. Now, I think this is good for a hardcover collector like myself. So if you are okay with getting a good value, but getting standard size and getting hardcover, these are normally $100 a pop. Organic Price Books sells them for about $70 each. So still not a bad way to go. And I think some of these were limited edition. I don't know if they're going to sell these always, but I would go ahead and if you're on the fence, get these now before they sell out. They are an awesome way to go. So same value as the compendium. You're just paying about $30 extra per pop for the hardcover. Now, is that worth it? That is for you to decide. But remember, you can save $2 with the code BRAVEBOYS. Now let's go to our first oversized edition. Okay, now's here when all y'all attack me in the comments and you go, Jake, there is no deluxe edition of Invincible because there is in fact an ultimate collector's edition, ultimate collection edition. So these are deluxe editions. I'm sorry, it's just a fancier name. And there are 12 of these in total. Now, I'd love to show you all 12. I'll put up some images of the covers, but I don't have all 12. That was just a space commitment that I did not want to invest in. But this is another great way to own it. This is awesome if you love the Ryan Ottley art and you want to get it in a bigger size than in the trade paperback or the compendiums. Both of these are going to collect. These are going to collect about 2 trade paperbacks each. So for 144 issues of Invincible, there are 12 Ultimate collections, each one holding roughly 12 to 14 issues. Now, if you like the Invincible art, I think this is kind of a no-brainer. This is still not the most expensive way to own Invincible in. These are about $35.99 a pop, so you can get them on sale for about $32, $30, even a little bit cheaper depending on where you go, and cheaper if you use code Braveboys at Organic Price Books. Shameless plug, you know how I do. But I like these because when you're reading these, it doesn't feel like you have to read 50 issues in one book. You get to make more progress this way, and you get more covers, but it is going to take up more shelf space. We'll put up an image of how much bigger this art looks than a compendium below. But this is honestly how a lot of people collected Invincible, because this was at first the only way to get the oversized art. Now, for a regular, sane, rational collector, this would be enough. But you guys know I am none of those things. There is a better edition, a library edition, which is kind of like an absolute edition if, DC shared the absolute name. And you know I love my books with slipcases. Let's look at those next. But I do want to say that Invincible might start out small, but it gets galactic in scope. The battles are bombastic and huge, and seeing them in this deluxe or ultimate collection size makes that art shine. So when there's battles that are leveling cities and planets, you get it in the size it should be seen. But what if you want it a little bit bigger? Let's look at that now. Now, if you're insane like me and the Ultimate Collection isn't big enough, and you want to see that Ryan Ottley masterful art in the largest size possible, and you love a slipcase, then the library editions are for you. But let's talk a little bit about these. So the reason so many people, I think, ended up with the Ultimate Collection, the 12 volumes, even though that's a lot of books and a lot of shelf commitment space, is that Invincible never finished these, or Skybound never finished these. There was, correct me if I'm wrong, I might be wrong, but there was up to volume 3 or 4, and then they just stopped. And that was it for years. And then what they did is, after years of us yearning for it and begging for it, they reprinted them and brought it to completion, finished the run. So now there are 6 library editions, each one about the size of 2 of the Ultimate collections. So you're getting about 24 issues roughly in them. But here's the thing, they never reprinted volume 3. So if you line them up on the shelf, maybe we'll put a B-roll shot of them all together. There is no new printing of volume 3. They did reprint 1 and 2, and they did give us 4, 5, and 6, completing the run. And this is large. This is almost the size of an absolute. And the price tag for these is about $125 a pop. I think currently they're on sale around $70, maybe $80 on Organic Price Books, unless you really want to flex. And I didn't flex as hard as I could have, but there are signed and numbered editions for sale at OPB for about $130. I don't think they have every volume, but if you really want to flex and strut your stuff, you can do that. But we'll look through the art of these. This is the biggest way and best way to see all of that art. If you love how grandiose the Invincible storyline is, if you love the characters like the dope wolf beast guy, the battle tiger, and if you love the guy voiced by Seth Rogen, guys, it's been so long. It's been so long since I've read Invincible, but I need to read it. It is insane. It crosses over with other universes. There's amazing villains, and there's characters I love like Robot. So it's an awesome series, and it's insane to think about how little the Invincible TV show has covered in these books. We have a insanely long way to go, but this is a incredible way to own it, and I would love for them to reprint volume 3 so that I could have a consistent spine. But you know what? I'll live. I'll be okay, and I'm happy to own Invincible in the best format ever until, they come out with like an artist edition or something even bigger. I'll have to get that too. But I just want to thank Skybound and Robert Kirkman and all those amazing people for putting these out. These are truly a treasure in my collection, and I think it's worth the upgrade, but you guys know me. I own every absolute, or almost every absolute, so of course I was going to get the library editions. But I love this story. Like I said, it saved me after a breakup, and it truly means a lot to me, and I'm so happy that I finally get to own the complete library collection.